Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Appalachian Prospecting. I'm your host, Wayne Thornton, prospecting in these brooks, scratching around, digging for the past 40 plus years. Hey, today we're going to be talking about fault zones, and this place is a really good place to check it out because it's visible geology. You'll see how the rocks are split and they go from east to west, west to east, and then, rocks going like this where there's an overthrust. Pretty cool place. You'll also see some calcites. Have fun with it. Upcoming events, the next video will be Wayne on the Rocks, which I'm going to be taking you guys to some quartz veins and whatnot, so that should be fun. And then we're going to start crushing some quartz, so that's going to be the more fun, is to crush the quartz and see what's in them. And some of that quartz comes all the way from the Pacific Northwest, from Mount Baker Mining and Metals. He's on YouTube. He's part of the Dan Hurd crew out there on the Pacific Northwest. Great guy to deal with. I love his videos. I love how, I mean, the guy works their tail off, but to see the big button that he got last year, I mean, that's cool. I follow these guys because, these are good, true, real miners. Another one I like is Yukon Alley. That is a really good show to watch. I'm not really into the gold rush and the strip mining that they do up there, but, the TV show kind of glorifies it, but whatever. Hey, we all have our thing, and enjoy all the shows that you're watching. Please enjoy our show, because we're going to get going right now. On 3, 2, 1, here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Appalachian Prospecting. I'm your host, Wayne Thornton. Been digging and scratching these brooks for over 40 years. And today, we're on Wayne on the Water, episode 2. And we're looking at a fault zone today. Now, in our old number 1, episode 1, we talked about contacts. Well, today we're up in a very, very visible area to see this. We're on the Ira Brook. We're on the lower Ira Brook before it meets the Clarendon River. And this is a really good place for people to learn about faults and contacts. Now, what's going to be interesting here is I'm going to show you this rock, but I'm going to show you most of the tectonics are faulted from east to west, okay? Which means, if we switch the camera around here, see this cleavage right here, where everything's all kind of broke up? See it? Let me get down here so we can look straight onto it. See how everything's going this way? Okay? Well, that's going to the west. Alright? So when we get down a little further, I will show you that this whole formation gets pushed to the east, which is really cool. Check this out. This is a big flat piece. Quartz veins. Look at the stockworks right there in that. That's crazy. As you can see, there's more cleavage here. So this whole fault zone got quartz veins running through them. Okay. I have found gold here before, and I'm going to try to find some today for you guys. But the biggest thing is to learn these fault and contact zones, because if this is going like that through the river, chances are there's gold hiding down in them little pockets, okay? And that's called crevicing. Same thing right here, okay? All right, so let's get out here so you can really see something. Look at this. This is right in front of me. Huge, huge uplift. Look at this. Way up in there. Sorry about the sun, guys. All right. This is a fault zone. See everything, how it's all kind of coming out like this, but it's headed right up to the surface. Okay. These are faults. And they're big. They're usually big. They're big areas. Same thing. Quartz veins cutting through them. It's crazy what the earth did during tectonic plating. So I'm going to take you down a little bit further to show you exactly what I'm talking about, where the contact actually starts heading to the other way. Look at these. Each one of these are all slices through here, as it takes right off and goes right up this big giant hill. There's a lot of quartz associated with these faults, so you really need to take a peek at them. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, a little cave right there. I wonder who lives in there. right up to the surface, right up to here. Now, you know how I know this is a fault, guys? Is because I've taken the time for the past 20 plus years to learn geology. And one of the things that you need to learn is how to read the geology maps. Boink! You see this right here? That line? That's a fault. And the way the arrows are pushing is the way that the rock moves. Alright? See this shaded area over here? It says OI. That stands for the Ira Formation. Alright? So this is all really cool shit. I don't care who you are. It's really cool. So I'm going to walk down a little further. You can see at one time that these two met. And the force of the glacier dam that broke out of Ira and came down through here and carved this canyon is unreal. There's a lot of people that don't know that this canyon exists. Look at this over here. Look at that great big giant, you can see the outline of it right here. Big giant boulder up there that's just getting ready to thump, 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 come right off into the valley. So hold on, we'll get down here a little further so I can show you the other way that it's going. So remember that big boulder I was just telling you about? There's the nose of it right here. And somebody has been playing a little bit up in here. Okay? See if I can get you a little closer to see it. Somebody's making a jail or something up there, because that's definitely children are playing. Or maybe it's a squatch living in there. Who knows? Alright, let's keep moseying. So just to show you up a little closer, see how everything's going this way? It's going up and down, but it's facing west. Alright, as I get around the corner here, you're going to see that this whole bedrock changes and it goes to the opposite direction. You want to talk about a holy shit moment. Can you imagine what happened when that rolled off right there and come right down and into that river? Look at the size of that thing. And that's what happens when these faults get a little weathered. Rain, snow, everything gets behind it right there. Drops down in behind it, and guess what? Pop, off that comes. Look at the size of that thing, guys. Crazy. Now, if you notice now, the cleavage now is going this way. It's more flat than going back that way. Okay? So now we're going to get down here just a little ways, and you will notice the whole thing starts to head to the other opposite direction. Can you say metamorphism? Look at that, guys. That's heat and pressure, and that's what happens on a fault line. Alright, guys. Now you can see how the rock's now headed east. Alright, it's more prevalent down here, but you can start seeing it, that it's starting to go this way. So just a few hundred feet up there, they were all flat. Why now is it going upward? And now it's going to head back. Because we were right in the center of that fault. Fault zones are, sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small, sometimes you can't see them, sometimes they're not gold bearing. But you know what? You need to take a look at these spots, because if you don't, all them quartz veins have deposited all through the years down here. Not only that, glacial gold has gotten stuck in these canyons. It's crazy. So look at this right here. Look at how that goes up. And then slide right over here, and now it flattens out. Okay? This is just move. Look at it right here. You can see it perfectly right there. It's so cool to see this stuff, especially after you've been out and you've been looking for the stuff, and you're just having a tough time trying to identify these rock structures. But I would recommend to anybody to start learning a little bit about geology. Yeah, it's hard, but start with the easy stuff. Start identifying faults, contacts, doing a little gold prospecting. Lots of fun. So on my little trusty map here, we'll put down for you. This is the guy that we're chasing right here. Okay, the river cuts down through here, makes a big turn and heads out this way. This is in the middle of a big hayfield. Okay, so if you get down a little closer here, you see this right here? These lines? That's contact zones, okay? You get up into here, here's the fault. And then you get into another contact right here. All right? So this could be a whole zone that we just walked through of that fault. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you one thing. When you start seeing rocks go from east to west or west to east or or, you know, at a 45-degree cleavage or something like that, you know you're in somewhere. So take a look at these areas, guys. We are today, so hold tight. Holy crap, guys. I don't know if you can see them in here, but there are hundreds of rainbow trout in here. It's crazy how many's in here. You can see them kind of moving down. It's hard to see with the river, but I'm going to try to disturb them. Look at this. Can you see them swimming up through there? Let's look at them. Look at them. Here they come. Hundreds of them. There's still a whole bunch down here. These trout love these areas. I don't know if I can get in a little closer. Look at them trout. See them? That's freaking awesome. Look at them all. And these are eating trout too, but you know what? Leave these trout alone. Let them grow. There was a big one that went up through there earlier. That was a monster. See that, guys? It's not just a gold. It's getting out here in nature and having a good time. Take your shoes off. Ground yourself out for a few minutes. Enjoy life instead of all the hustle and bustle and bullshit. Wouldn't that be great? Interesting fact about this place. If you want to take a little bit better look, you see how all these stones have been stacked? And there's a big flat concrete area right here. Same way on the other side. Look at this. This is the old railway that used to cut back over into Clarendon to take out the calcites. There's a couple of marble quarries over yonder over in that direction. Nothing in this direction. But that's kind of cool to see that. You know, this is historic, guys. This is how they used to get the marble out of here. This was just a main line. I don't know if an actual locomotive went over these things or if they just pulled out the line. I don't know. I'm not a train enthusiast, so I really don't know. But that's pretty cool to see this. You know? Now, as you come down the mountain a little ways, look at what you find. This has been drilled. See this right here? Boom. This is the marble that I was telling you about. Or calcites, whatever. It could be a combination of limestone or whatever. But you notice that the quartz have been all weathered out. Very vuggy. So that means there was a lot of steam coming up through these puppies. So yeah, it's all pretty cool. I mean, look at your country stones that are here. See what's here. Work the area. Never know what you're going to find. That's why they call it prospecting, not finding. Alright, guys. So I guess we're going to double dip today. We're down on a contact, which is right here. This is part of the Shelburne marble, the Shelburne Formation. So there's going to be a contact close, and I have a feeling it's right in this area, because you notice how we go right there to shale. Alright. Now look at how that shale's going. It's going to the east. Alright, so this got pushed up like this to create something like this. Completely different rock. Now check out the stockworks in this rock. I'm going to try to get close so you guys can see it. Look at this. Look at the stockworks. Look at how that quartz vein just cut right across this formation. Same thing right up here. Look at this. That's crazy. All these little quartz stringers hiding throughout this marble. I'm not sure if this is marble or just calcites. I'll have to ask Jeff about that. I didn't really look at the map. But, I mean, you can almost see the contact. Look at the quartz vein, okay? And then you get over here and look at how the gray wacky slate is more crushed, pushed up. I'd say right here is pretty damn close to the contact. Right where it contacts. Now, I can't see on the other side over here where it contacts because there is a lot of dirt in here. And as you notice, you start seeing big chunks of marble. See them? Calcites. That's all marble right here. And this all starts about right there when you start seeing marble chunks. Okay? And it comes right down through. So this is the Shelburne Formation. And back up where we were was the Ira Formation. And right in the middle of it was a wonderful little fault. So to throw the map back down so everybody can take a peek at where we were. Okay. All right. So we're parked over here. This is a road right here. Okay. So we are on this contact right here, right now. I'm kneeling right on this contact. Where we were was up the river, and this makes a big turn like this and heads and follows this road. I thought this was in the middle of a hayfield. As you can see the back shadow, it's kind of hayfield. I didn't know if we were going to be able to see it, but damn it, we got to see it. So that's pretty darn cool. So that's a double whammy today, guys. We're sitting on a contact, and you got to see the fault. So this is why you do geology, okay? Because you start to see this stuff, and you get out into the wild, and you're like, oh, okay. Now, I will tell you something. They have this contact on the opposite side of this snowmobile bridge. They have this contact up here, way up. They're not right, but it is what it is. But this is definitely the contact. Pretty cool up here. Figured you guys want to see this, that we could see it. I'm going to do a little digging probably right here, so we'll see if we can find anything out of there. So hold tight. Alright guys, so I did a quick test pan here, and lo and behold, we got a little gold right there. See that guy right there? There's one right there, and there's a couple hiding down in there. Some right there, and that was just one little pan out of this area. So I'm definitely going to say that there's gold here. There it is. There she is. That's not a bad little piece. Come over here and take a peek. A couple more up there. For just a half a pan full, I'd say this place is worthy of a piece of equipment. But anyways, I'm going to go back up to the fault, and we're going to take a little bit better look around some of them gravel bars. All right, everybody, so I moved upstream, and I did a 5-gallon bucket's worth, and this is what I ended up with. This is for the whole day. About like that much came from down below. And I found a little tiny one. Remember that one? Okay, but this came from the upper part. So I'm going to prospect this. This is going to be a little bit heavier prospect. I didn't realize I was going to kind of find this many finds. Now, that's kind of good stuff. So yeah, it was worth the prospect. So I am right on the contact of the Shelburne Formation, which has limestone and calcites in it. And then it touches whatever that, I think it's the part of the Bird Mountain conglomerate. So yeah, I mean, that wasn't a bad day. I did 2 5-gallon buckets full. So that's what we got for 2 5-gallon buckets fulls. Now, do you guys see that there's very, very little black sand? I mean, we don't have shit for black sand over here. Oh, that's a pretty good one right there. I mean, mind you, I'm down close, guys. I mean, don't think these are chunks. This is all small stuff. So if you notice, when I get a little bit closer, the pieces are more pounded flat. I'm up pretty close, so I mean, that one right there looks monster, but it really isn't, these three. These guys are really pounded flat over here. I'm sure this is all glacier gold in the till. But yeah, it was a pretty good day. Couple 5-gallon buckets, didn't overdo it today. Well, for me, on my little buckets, I think it's 30. But this is how I like to limit myself and see what's in the area. So yeah, this is definitely going to go on my prospect list, and it's not a bad river to get in and out of, and I think it's worth it. So I hope you guys are enjoying the films. Hey, for now, just subscribe to our channel and be awesome. Maybe down the road we'll get some hoodies and stuff together, but who knows where it'll take us. Yeah, so there you go. That's how I do it. This is how I look in these faults, and what I'm looking for is that bedrock and where these piles get piled up. And then I'll start working the upper end, because I'm going to tell you something. In a flood, all of your big gold is on the bottom, okay? It's the last to come. So at the beginning of your drainage bed, not in all cases, because flood moves your gold around, but when you have a major flood, your big gold and all your bigger flakes and everything are way on the bottom, and then they get washed out, and then then things start to recede. Well, guess what? That's why I don't get crazy. I go to the head of the gravel bar and try that first. And that's what this is all the way down through this canyon. And there's bedrock, you know, sticking up, so it holds it. And that's where I found all this. Well, I'm saying all this. It's very little bit. But you know what? It was worth a day, and getting out in nature, checking that out, looking at rocks. Yeah, some people find it dull, but we think it's cool. So, yeah, like, share, and subscribe. This is Northern Appalachian, episode number 2 coming to an end. Golden fault zones, but we're going to be looking at next will be quartz zones. And hopefully we can get Jeff up here. He's been busy, so I understand it's fall and he's into fall sports. So, yeah, we'll probably get him out before it gets too cold and look at some cool geology. But, yeah, the next one, episode 3, is going on Weighing on the Rocks, is going to be looking at quartz veins. So, there you go. Thanks a lot, everyone. All right, everybody. Well, I hope that gave you a little insight on how the rock split and how I look at different gravel bars and where I go to the head of it instead of going out where the drainages are. Unfortunately, this canyon kind of snakes down through, so you get big gravel bars in line. It's just, you know, it's a lot of fun to go up and dig because it's pretty easy digging. A lot of quartz broken up, fine quartz, and then as you come down the river a little bit, the quartz turns into like a quartzite, like mixed with probably calcites or marble. I'll have Jeff look at this spot anyways. He'll come up and take a peek and he'll tell me what all that shit is. But it's pretty cool to see them two formations. We actually walked over 3 of them. We were in the Shelburne, then in the Ira Formation, and then we were right in the Bird Mountain Conglomerate. So, I mean, there was a lot of contacts up that valley. So that's kind of cool to see. And I don't know what was up in that little cage, but that was kind of weird. And whew, playing up into them shaly areas that are, you know, I mean, you saw that big chunk that fell down. I mean, wouldn't take much, but, you know, we were kids too. So I hope everybody's enjoying our show. Hey, let's see on the next one. The next one's Weighing on the Rocks. We're going to be playing around with some quartz. And it's going to be fun. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. Northern Appalachian Prospecting, out.